We built this wood mountain design that has a miniature version of our camper and our truck on it. If you're new here, my name's Noah and this is my wife Grace, and we bought a vintage camper on Facebook Marketplace that ended up being in horrible condition, so we had to tear it down completely and have been rebuilding it entirely from scratch and documenting the entire process here on social media. And this week we got to seal up the entire back half of the camper with cedar paneling and that cool mountain design that I'll show you how we built in a second. But we started with the cedar paneling, and we did this in two sections. The smaller panels in the back that covered up the taillights so that we could access them if we ever needed to, and then we finished the rest off with longer planks. We used brad nails to secure all the planks, and we will eventually be adding trim around all the edges and the windows to cover up any imperfections. We did the exact same thing on the other side of the camper, but this side has two outlets on it, so it was a little bit more difficult to cut around those. Now, we do have a lot of electrical lines running through this side of the wall, so we had to be extra careful to make sure we weren't sending any brad nails through those electrical lines. And on this side of the wall, we didn't have to go all the way to the top because there will eventually be a cabinet that runs along this entire wall, and this cedar paneling isn't exactly cheap, so we didn't want to use it in a place that you're not even going to see it. And this is what it looked like with all of the cedar paneling up. We will eventually be painting this an off-white, but let us know what you think. And you guessed it, that big blank space in the back wall is exactly where our mountain design is going to go. We found a few mountain designs online that we liked and started cutting small square dowels to create the mountain range. We stained all of the mountain pieces with a dark stain and then added a very light stain to the piece of plywood that all of this will attach to. Then Grace went to work painting this little wooden camper and truck that we found on Etsy to look just like our camper and truck. And I must say, they turned out pretty cool. And with all of the pieces done, it was time to assemble it. And of course, we didn't label or number any of the mountain pieces before we stained it, so it was a little bit of a puzzle to figure out how we had it. Once we had it figured out, we secured all of the pieces with some wood glue and brad nails just to be safe. Then we secured the entire thing to the wall with some screws and brad nails, and once it was up, we decided to add this little wooden moon. And here's how it looked when we were finished. We love how it turned out, but let us know what you guys think in the comments and follow along to see us finish this thing.